Hey, what's up everybody? It is Gene with Dent Repair Now, back with another repair. We've got a 2019 Honda CRV. Our customer backed into a mailbox not too long after she got the car. It's right through this body line. We're gonna try to save the emblem. And man, this is a big repair. We've got the tailgate torn apart to get access from the backside. We're gonna start this front here with some glue pulling to get the metal moving. I'm gonna try to film the whole repair for you and see if we can't show you exactly how we do it. All right, come on over and let me get you a good look at the damage. All right, you can see this thing is knocked in and buckled up really bad. I've got my light out so we can see everything. It's basically buckled from here all the way down to here. It's a large dent. There's no paint damage other than a little bit of superficial scuffing. We should be able to make this thing look awesome, all without visiting the body shop. No painting, no filler, done in one day. All right, so we've got everything set up. Today we're gonna be using the K-beam. I'm going to start with a flexible centipede so I can get down into the low. My glue today is definitely going to be Cam Auto. This is a harder, larger smash. It's warm out today, and I'm hoping for some extended pulls. And what I mean by that is leaving the tab on longer while we're working other portions of the dent. The Cam Auto is gonna give me the biggest amount of time. We will be prepping the panel with the Keystone panel prep. Temperature-wise today, it's a little warm, middle of summer. We've got a panel temperature of 82 degrees, which falls perfectly in our 70 to 90 degree window that we want to go for. So perfect day for glue pulling. It is a lot humid out today, so we're going to be using my torch. Again, if you're using an open flame, be careful, don't catch anything on fire. This is going to help us pull the humidity right out of the panel. In fact, I'll flash it off here right now. What you want to watch for is the condensation to form and disappear. So that is all the moisture that's in the clear coat. What happens if you don't get rid of that is when we take our hot glue and stick it on the panel, that condensation forms and creates a slippery layer between the glue and the panel. And that's one of the big reasons we see tabs not wanting to stick this time of year. So let me get this panel cleaned off. We've got the moisture out of it, and we're gonna start glue pulling some damage. I come in here, I'm trying to line up right where that body line wants to be, and then I need to push in and hold right around 100 degrees right next to the tab. We want to let that cool down into the 70 to 90 range. I'm going to get the K-beam set up while we're doing that and see how we get this thing moving. So what I'm watching here is as I'm unscrewing this and putting this under load, that crown or the buckle above the dent is actually moving in really nice. So as long as that's moving and I don't feel like I'm overloading the beam, I'll continue to unscrew it. Once it starts to stop moving, I'll come in and we'll start working that crown with the hammer and the sloppies. And we had it under a pretty good load. That exactly there is why I put that strap in place. It moved some of the depth up and pulled, more importantly, pulled this crown down. So we're gonna repeat the process. It's cleaned and wiped off. Same thing, lining up on that body line, getting the tab down in. I'll tell you what, this time I have to push a lot less to get that tab into the bottom. I wanna concentrate the pull just right here, right in this maybe 2.5 inch area, and try to move just that, take a little bit of stress off the edges of the tab. And again, with this strap, I'm not holding any pressure. This is simply a catch for if it pops loose. Same thing, I'm over here, I've got my light, or I'm looking into my light so I can see my crown moving. So what I'm doing there is working across the crown with good controlled blows. And the idea there is those hammer strikes loosen the crown up, and that's gonna let this metal flow again. All right, so you can see that that large buckle at the top is really starting to shallow out. I did have a couple of strikes right here that I hit maybe a touch too hard, but all in all, you can see that that upper part is staying very clean, and the dent itself is moving up rather nicely. This will go right there, and we're gonna pull straight out with that K-beam. I'm not seeing a lot of movement up here in the crown, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab the hammer, and I'm gonna leave the plastic face on the hammer and go with just that across here. So it has been probably an hour and a half since I stopped recording and left this tab on. You can see the tab is still here. I'm gonna show you something that's really cool with the Cam Auto glue. I'm gonna warm the panel, which is gonna warm the glue. The Cam Auto actually reacts really well to that. So I know that looked like a lot of flames. Really, we just got it up to 140 degrees or so. But as the metal releases that heat, it's gonna come right back into the glue and soften this back up. We should be good without taking this off to make a move with this. The crown is moving down really nice. We're gonna add some more tension. So you can see, we got a good move there. We got a lot of this crown to come down. You can see a lot of that depth came up. It actually pulled real heavy right there. And that crown up top is really starting to move down nice and clean. All right, so you saw the blending action or the tapping action down through there. It is starting to dent up, right? So each impact is now wanting to leave a little dent. I always preach, whether I'm teaching glue or paintless dent repair, that you want to listen to the metal. So the fact that the crown or the buckle is starting to leave dents or take dents when I strike it with the hammer tells me that we need to move more metal. So when the metal stops moving, work the crown. When the crown starts denting, move the metal. And for this one, to sort of show you or give you an idea of the progress, right, that first tab I really had to push in. This, the heat from the glue and flashing out the humidity is enough to make the tab a little extra flexible. Not really putting any pressure to get it down into the low at all. Same idea here, holding just a little bit of pressure against the tab while the glue sets, just to make sure it's all down in there. And we're using a lot of glue like that on a vertical surface. Sometimes if you stick the tab on, it'll want to slide down. So just hold it in place, maybe 30 seconds, and then it'll be set up enough that we can start getting the K-bar all set up. You can see the power actually moving the whole car with this. Now, I'm not putting forth a ton of effort, just sort of a little bit of body weight and a tug is all that it takes. And I'm trying to follow not the body line, but the actual crease that is the impact. All right, so we got the K-beam set up. I'm gonna come in with a more traditional PDR style knockdown. Tapping down right on this line. You can see the reflection is very pronounced on there. And that is what we need to relieve the tension on. So this really hard line that was really, really tight is moving really smooth. That's part of the beauty of the K-beam or the K-bar, is when you can hold tension out, it really helps the metal flow the way it needs to flow. So the line is definitely still there, but you can see it is not nearly as sharp. We've also taken some additional depth out of right over here. All right, so we are gonna go with a pull right here to try to pull some of the metal this direction. So I've got all this length of the tab, which is actually bigger than what I want to do. I'm actually just going to place glue about this wide. All right, so we got the tab on. We give it a few minutes to set up. We're going to come back with the K-bar and see what kind of pull we can get. All right, so with this pull, we released a lot of tension. I got a lot more of this upper crown to release. The hard line through here, the buckle that was starting to buckle up on us, is really laying down pretty nice. We'll have a good bit of cleaning up to do with our PDR tools, but the hard line is gone and it'll move safe now. And this outer crown that comes down through the emblem is moving really well. As we get in here and move this will come the rest of the way. I'm gonna go ahead and release this tab to see where we're at. So that last move was right here. You can see how much that brought up. See that little impact point there, and the deeper impact point here. All right, so you can see I've got the black ice tabs on here. Pulling one down here and one up high, still sticking with our Cam Auto glue. I'm gonna use the slide hammer. I don't wanna rip these too hard. I wanna sort of bump them out and get this metal to release. Those last two moves here and here released a lot of metal. We're gonna come in. We're getting close to as far as I'm gonna take it with glue, and I'm gonna switch to my paintless tools here probably after this next move. The last move I wanna make is the initial impact. It's still a little tight. We're gonna go with an oval ice tab right here with the slide hammer and see what we can chalk out. All right, so we let this dry up. It feels like it's ready to go. The glue is not sticking to my finger. It's not really printing. Back with the slide hammer. Moved up pretty nice. I'm gonna move one tab to the left right here. Another similar pull. And I'm following with the spine of the tab, I'm following that impact line. All right, so sort of working back and forth, looking at all the lows. This is the original spot I wanted to go at, back to that original impact. And I had three pretty distinct lows, two round ones and an oval one. So I matched the tab to the damage. We're gonna let this set up, come in with the slide hammer, and then I feel pretty confident that we're gonna be on to PDR tooling after that. All right, we are cooled down, all set up, and ready to pull. So you don't want to over pull, right? I know I hit those pretty hard. This one is locked up. If you continue to yank and pull, you can actually overstretch the metal. And if not overstretch the metal, certainly create a lot of extra work. All right, so we certainly still have some work to do. You can see what we've got ourselves to using glue pull repair. All right, so the customer called and they actually need to get their car back now. They can't leave it overnight again. We're gonna come back another day to finish this repair, but you can see that it's coming along great. All right, so picking back up where we left off, it's probably 6 weeks later since we started this car. All right, so the tailgate was all crunched in here. You can see we've just got a bunch of waviness. We're gonna go in today and get that all dialed in and back to perfect. All right, so the CRV is all wrapped up. Just the tiniest little bit of texture. I think it came out great. The customer's gonna love it. That thing was smashed, and this was some really tight metal. All right, if you back your brand new car into something, come see us, and let's see if we can't get it all handled for you. You can visit us on the web at dentrepairnow.com. Give us a call or text at the number below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.